Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. You're watching AMS Live with me, boy. Once again, Polderbaan, once again arrivals, windy conditions, once again. Two airplanes visible. First airplane a Transavia 737, the second one a Dreamliner from KLM arriving from Mexico City. This is Transavia flight 5695, Boeing 737-800, arriving from Samos. A 6-year-old aircraft, first flight January 2017. Next up, KLM flight 686, Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner arriving from Mexico City. Flight time 9 hours and 35 minutes. Also a 7-year-old airplane. First flight March 2016. En goedemiddag Marius, Douwe, Paula, Gosse, Paul, Peter, YouTube fan, Laura, Julian, me, myself, Kobe and Young, Koenie. Good afternoon to you all. Hope everybody is doing well. It is another windy day. We might see a few droplets later in the afternoon, so we'll see how that goes. For now, wind is blowing from 240 degrees with 20 knots and scattered clouds at 3,300 feet. The temperature right now 19 degrees Celsius, so that is almost 70 degrees Fahrenheit. No significant changes in the weather expected in the upcoming 2 hours, so that is not too bad. If the METAR says no SIG, at least we don't have to fear for violent rain showers. So 20 knots, 240 degrees, that means crosswind from the right. Wind is blowing from the southwest. These airplanes are landing to the south. Yes, Peter, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Cheers, Veldy. It is windy, definitely more windy than yesterday. Now luckily everything is securely fastened. Did put an additional garbage disposal bag over my already packed in power supply, so that at least when rain falls everything stays dry. I do have my camera in dry configuration. I do have two storm umbrellas with me, just to make sure that if there is going to be a few droplets, the camera stays dry. Not expecting a lot of rain. If there is going to be some rain, it might be only a temporary shower. Nothing to write home about probably. There is precipitation inbound coming in from the UK, but I think it is expected around 6 p.m. local time, so we should be able to squeeze out a mostly dry, if not fully dry, live stream before then. Good afternoon, 68 Twig. Flying into Schiphol today. do 7:30. That is a bit late. I probably will not be around for that. That is really a shame. This is a TUI operated by Global X A320 arriving from Zakynthos, flight 1232. Touching down after 3 hours of flight, a 14-year-old airplane, first flight August 2008. It is a hybrid Global X TUI livery. The color scheme of Global X, the logo of Global X on the engine casings, but fuselage behind the first entry door. US registered airplane, in case you didn't know. The flag and the N registration are telltale signs of that. Hey there Yorkshire, good afternoon. Grace Kelly, Navy Jack, Sven, good afternoon. Goedemiddag al. Hey Wilma, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Now folks, it is windy at the moment. According to the website of Air Traffic Control Netherlands, this is the only runway in use for arrivals. Everything coming this way. Hey there Dave, howdy to you too mate. Hope everything is well on your side of the Atlantic. Right, we have a Vueling arriving from Malaga. Congratulations, Bisnovoud, for a month of membership. Good afternoon to you too, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hey Han, goedemiddag. Peter PDK, good afternoon to you too. Good to see you all. Nelly, or I already said hi thing, I think. Me myself asks gusts too. Well, I'm not feeling them as such. They also haven't been reported in the METAR, but I'm not counting out anything. Here's another TUI 737 MAX 8 arriving from Preveza. 2 hours and 49 minutes of flight time. 4-year-old airplane, first flight February 2019. As I was setting up, there was already a 747 from Silkway West arriving. There is one more underway that is relatively close by, if I'm not mistaken, coming in from Miami. Salut Camille, comment ça va? And Dave says, warm and sunny at least today. That is on my side of the pond. Well, savor the moment. Although I did hear on the news that the areas in the world where it is, where heat waves are going on right now, because of, I think it was the slowing down of the jet stream, and it wasn't as curvy as normally. So the areas where the heat waves are taking place, so that is, I believe, the south of the United States, southern Europe, also parts of China, if I'm not mistaken, because the jet stream isn't moving as much as it normally would do. It is expected that the heat waves will linger for longer than normally would be the case. Next up, FIA. FIA 737 FIA. Fly 1, operated by Jordan Aviation, A320, arriving from Chisinau. And apparently that is 2 hours and 48 minutes of flying away. It is a 20-year-old airplane, first flight June 2003. Hey there Jens, and hey there Sander, hey there Spike. And Jens, I did receive the files, thank you so much, lovely, I have to say. Also very wide angle photos. Nice vivid colors as well. And Camille over here, it is still dry. We might see a few droplets later in the afternoon. I will show you the big picture in a moment. But I'm thinking that in the upcoming hours it will stay mostly dry, if not fully dry. Although I'm not quite sure of what I'm seeing on the weather radar. So, big picture. This is looking to the south. This is looking to the west. Southwest, 240 degrees approximately is over there. That is where the wind is blowing from, at least on the ground. South, southeast, towards the main platform area. This is looking to the east. And this is looking back to the north again. So, on occasion it looks like there might be rain arriving, but thus far it has all been mostly dry. Maybe just a few droplets, nothing to write home about, nothing that will get your gear wet or necessitates quitting earlier doing a live stream. Now, the proxy windsock, the chimneys in Westport area, clearly showing the wind blowing away from us. Also a little bit, looks like it's a bit more westerly. I think we are in line with the wind. This is more or less pointing to the northeast, so you would expect the wind arriving directly from behind. Guess not. And YouTube fan says KLM 747 cargo in 30 minutes, just flying over Stansted right now. So I think in the upcoming hours, unless one might depart to Amsterdam from, for instance, Paris Charles de Gaulle and isn't airborne yet, I think that is the only one we'll see in the upcoming hours. For now. Embraer 175 arriving from Hanover, KLM flight 1910. Left 43 minutes ago. 5-year-old airplane. First flight January 2018. Hey there Roadhog, good afternoon mate, good to see you. Hope all is well. So over here, as you guys can see in the ticker, it is relatively chilly for the time of year, 19 degrees Celsius, so that is just below, I think that's in the high 60s Fahrenheit. Little refreshing breeze over here. Water display by the firefighters. Doing a little bit of rehearsing. Have we missed one of their afternoon rounds? Or are they just bored and trying to kill the time doing some fun stuff? And thank you so much Bisnovat for your super chat for a beer or coffee later. And you can see the windsock, by the way, on the right, clearly showing the current wind. Spike asks, is there fish in that river? Well, there are river crabs, I think. We saw a seagull eat one yesterday. There are also fish, I'm pretty sure of that. I think It is what the baby grebes grow on. Whole fish caught by their parents. Although I have never seen someone over here doing fishing as a primary activity. I'm pretty sure you might be able to, if that's your hobby. Not sure if there are, well no, there are also sometimes splashes from fish swimming just below the surface. And you hear something and you look and you only see the ripples. There are definitely also some bigger fish present in this moat or canal, whatever you would like to call it. Right, we have another big bird coming in. This is KLM flight 610. Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner arriving from Salt Lake City. Current flight time 8 hours 34 minutes. It is a 5-year-old airplane, had its first flight in August 2017. Hey, good afternoon, Tim. Checking in from Staffordshire. Hope all is well. What's the weather like over there? I think we're getting some rain from the United Kingdom overnight. Now over the North Sea arriving. Does that mean that you guys are now having sunny and clear weather over there? Or is it still rainy and drizzly and, well, British? Hey there, Michael Nobis, good afternoon. You're welcome, mate. I'm happy to be out and about. Lovely weather, better than sitting inside. As long as it isn't too wet. Hey Ton, goedemiddag, photo for you. Plenty fish. Ah, okay, so that is why the little ducklings disappear. I thought that they just flew off to greener pastures. Now the water situation itself, a bit similar to yesterday, i.e. waves, but not really much bird activity. Some seagulls are flying back and forth in the water itself. Not seeing any ducks or coots or grebes or anything. There's seagulls over here. That's it. Also Russell the Crow. Haven't seen him. Oh. Testing the siren. Or is there an emergency situation that they actually need to go to? Nah, it's reversing. I think that was just a test. And the golden Etihad Dreamliner 7 minutes out. Photo for you is saying, in the meantime, Frank is not trying to make us jealous at all. In Limburg, in the southeast of the Netherlands, sunshine, 22 degrees. Well, I'm happy for you guys over there in Limburg. But you know what they say, sharing is caring. So, hint, hint. Hey, 747 is departing to Shanghai from runway 24. now and then. And vanishing into the clouds slowly but surely. Always nice. Grace asks what the wind speed is. Let me once again take you through the METAR. That's something I always have in the ticker. Reload. Okay, so again, in the bottom, in the ticker, now the first thing you see is the METAR. That's the weather, and this weather report for AHAM, which is Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, is from the 22nd and 11:55 Zulu time, meaning Greenwich Mean Time. So that is from just over half an hour ago, and the wind was 20 knots from 240 degrees. That's the first thing that you see after the Z. 24020 KT means 20 knots from 240 degrees. So from the southwest, 20 knots of wind. 9999 means visibility 10 kilometers or more. SCT033 means scattered clouds at 3,300 feet. 19/11 means that the current air temperature is 19 degrees Celsius, and the dew point, so the temperature at which water vapor would condensate in the air, is 11 degrees Celsius. Q1012 means QNH is the barometric pressure in hectopascal, and no sig means no significant changes in the weather expected in the upcoming 2 hours. So that is pretty strong indeed, Grace. Now, we still have a few moments before the next airplane arrives. Let me see if the latest METAR is already available. Probably will be. They typically update twice an hour, 5 to the hour and 25 minutes past the hour. And we do have an update, so let me copy paste that quickly into the ticker. Wind speed 1 knot less than it was during the previous METAR, so basically unchanged. Paste, adjust the font size, and there we go. You can also see that the wind speed is varying a little bit. So this update is from 12:25 Zulu hours, so that is from 10 minutes ago. Now it says 19 degrees from 250 degrees, and what follows next is that the wind direction is variable between 220 degrees and 280 degrees. Basically southwest till until, well, just north of west. Few clouds at 3,100 feet, 19 degrees still, air pressure also unchanged. So there you go. And Joe would be the guy sitting really next to the cycling path. The guy standing in the foreground, that would be pilot Sander, I think. Making compilations. Hey Gerrit, goedemiddag. Adi Bos Casil Jr., good afternoon to you too, mate. Or I should say good evening. Hope everybody is doing well. Right. Now, this is an airplane we saw arrive yesterday and also saw it depart again. It is Egypt Air Flight 757, and it is a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner arriving from Cairo. 4 hours and 7 minutes of flight time. It is 4 years old. First flight was in March 2019. that ground to a halt effectively, quietly and efficiently. Now, because colleagues are standing a bit further out to the north, as you guys could see, I'm not standing exactly in line with the first exit, so butt shots unfortunately not visible today. I understand that is a major disappointment for you guys, so if you want to tune out and do other stuff now, I understand. That's just how life goes. Hey Jerry, good, let's see, morning, early morning. I have to do some quick math, 9 hours time difference with the West Coast. So that is middle of the night still. Hope everybody is doing well and who has joined in the meantime. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. A lot of knowledgeable people over here in the chat. We're now watching a KLM Boeing 737-800 arriving from Milan, flight 1630. Touching down after an hour and 21 minutes of flying. There we go. This airplane is 23 years old, first flight April 2000. Hey Lane, goedemiddag. Roger, good afternoon. First time from the UK. Well, welcome Roger. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hope everybody is. Well, Gerrit, yesterday Bart from V1 Aviation said he wanted to go spotting really early this morning, and after that do some live streaming. He said originally he wanted to go live around 9:30, so I said, well, in that case let me go in the afternoon then. Apparently Melbourne HD Melbourne Aviation is over and they did some spotting in the morning, so I'm expecting nice new content from both of them in the nearby future. But I intended to go out in the morning. Ooh. Bird controller in action. Predator bird sounds. And also a flock on the move. A... what was it again? Murmur something. I'm not even sure what the Dutch word for a flock of birds is. Murmuration was the English word at least. Wasn't it? Murmuration? Murmur, something murmur. Always lovely to see the Etihad airplanes. Rick, goedemiddag. Helemaal vergeten gedachten te zeggen, man. Sorry. My apologies, how could I forget Mr. Master? K3 in the Ford Ranger, keeping everything safe. One of the 4 bird control vehicles patrolling the perimeter day and night, chasing away birds. Murmuration confirmed, and een roedel in Dutch. Okay, een roedel vogels. But surely the pattern when they fly so close together, it has a different name, hasn't it? I'm pretty sure it has, but again, don't ask me what it is. Zwerm. I think that might be the one, Wilma. Right, back to the business at hand. Transavia 737 approaching from Heraklion, Greece. And K3 is watching the pervert. Transavia's flight 6872 now touching down after 3 hours and 22 minutes. 22-year-old airplane. First flight March 2001. Now, insofar as the 24-hour weather radar is reliable ahead in time, it does seem like overnight we'll see a big area of precipitation crossing the country. So rain overnight, probably also still rain and precipitation in the morning. So very likely that I am going to go out in the afternoon tomorrow as well. Not sure how many viewers it will attract, but and I do intend to go to the gym again on Monday evening. So I am looking, weather permitting, to go out in the morning on Monday at least. That much I can say with certainty, but it's all weather permitting, of course. As you guys can see and have been able to see over the last week, we've had wind and not the warmest, sunniest, summeriest weather that we had a few weeks ago. Let's see. Swarm. Yeah, goed Gerrit. Thank you all for chiming in. Now, let's see. Yeah, Jerry. I already wrote a letter to the city council of Amsterdam. Stop those windmills in the distance. We don't need any more wind. I just got an automated reply that they will process the email when ready, but that it could take a while. A photo for you says that from 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon onwards it is expected to stay dry again, so I thought I saw the same thing, so probably another afternoon stream starting somewhere between 1 and 2 p.m. local time. Mo DZ says, nice channel, you're a fan from Algeria. Awesome, thank you so much and welcome to the show, my friend. Hope everybody is enjoying as much as Mo is. And he also asks, have you spotted Air Algeria before? Now, to be honest, I don't think I have. At least, not that I can remember. Or as our Prime Minister would say, I don't have an active memory about it. An active reminder. Not actively reminding it. But how would that translate? Don't have an active memory about it. Gradually floating towards the runway is an Embraer 190 from KLM, flight 1712, originating from Porto in Portugal. So that's going to be a bit of a shocker for the people arriving, coming from warm Portugal into the chilly Netherlands. Although the grey weather will probably look familiar and will feel like home in a perverted way. Now touching down after 2 hours and 16 minutes of flight. Oh, I feel a few droplets. Not seeing any particularly threatening clouds, so probably nothing. Right, the next airplane. also crabbing its way over to the runway. Jillard says KLM 747 land in 5 minuten op de polderbaan. Landing in 5 minutes at the polderbaan. Let's see, where is it? Now it's going to be number 4 probably. In the foreground we have a CRJ 900 from SAS arriving from Copenhagen, and behind it an Embraer 190 arriving from Florence from KLM. And Mo Akai says, did you ever spot Royal Air Maroc almost daily flying to Amsterdam? And absolutely, quite regularly actually. Lovely livery, lovely aircraft. So yes, Royal Air Maroc, definitely a frequent visitor and also a guest we have spotted quite regularly in the streams. Now this airplane is originating from Copenhagen. That typically is an hour of flight time. Vacating over here where the first exit is. Only a lateral view instead of a butt shot. Hey, goedemiddag Frans, goedemiddag Liewe, good afternoon. Ooh. And thank you for your ongoing support there, Liewe. Celebrating 3 months of Aurora Sky Lounge membership. Time flies when you're having none. Absolutely, absolutely. Where does it go to? Now, the next 2 airplanes are visible already. Can we also see number 3, the 747? I think we can. I think we can. I think we have it. I think we have 3. Yeah, that. But is that no? That third one. Did I miscount? Okay. None of those are 747s, that much I can tell. So I probably miscounted and overlooked one more airplane that is preceding the 747. Embraer 190 arriving from Florence. So if you just tuned in, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live with me, Boy. We're once again at the polderbaan. Currently the only runway in use for arrivals. Runway 18 right. The prevailing wind is blowing with 19 to 20 knots from the southwest. So there is crosswind from the right for the airplanes. They are landing from north to south. As you guys can see, it is overcast. Might see a few droplets here and there in the upcoming hours, but most likely the most substantial rain is most likely going to fall overnight. Now we do see the 747, currently number 3. Beautiful shot, 3 airplanes. Foreground we have an EasyJet A319 originating from Manchester. Now touching down after 48 minutes of flight. Bit tippy-toey, but solid nonetheless. Airplane is 13 years old, first flight November 2009. first queen is visible. Gives me a little time to say thank you to Liwe. Big thank you for a generous donation of 5 AMS Live memberships. Thank you so much for your ongoing support there, Liwe. And welcome to all new AMS Live members. Let me quickly go back to the controls of the camera. In the foreground, hey Rom NYC, good day to you. Just in time for the first queen. In the foreground, KLM flight 1326 Embraer 190, arriving from Alessand. Flight time of this airplane, 1 hour and 38 minutes. Well, and it has landed safely. We all know how they look. Let's focus on the queen. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at KLM Cargo, operated in Martin Air Holland, flight 7342, Boeing 747-400, arriving from Quito in Latin America. Making the flight time of this airplane right now 10 hours and 37 minutes. It is a Boeing 747-400 freighter ER. She's 20 years old. First flight was in April of the year 2003. Hey there, Bernd and Auntie. Good day. Welcome, and just in time. Now, considering the windy conditions, that was a very uneventful landing. Kudos to the pilots. Flaps are retracting, you can see it. And on its way to one of the parkings at either the north or the south side of runway 0624, which is where the cargo parking places are at Schiphol Airport. If you're unfamiliar with the layout of this airport, these airplanes still have a considerable taxi back to the main platform area. Reason that you see a tower over here and also a tower over there is that because of the distance from the main platform area, this runway has its dedicated ATC control tower. This is also where the main terminal building is and where the gates are, and the cargo airplanes still have to taxi a bit more to the south. You can see another plane still taxiing, usually 10 to 15 minutes if not more. And another Embraer from KLM has just landed. down. Alrighty. And that might well be the case, Jerry. Some local anesthetics courtesy of the cartels. Although I saw a documentary, well, no, it was a news report that apparently a lot of the white stuff now arrives via Ecuador, via Guayaquil. Also an airplane destination we often see pass by over here. So people going over there, coming over here. Who knows what they might be up to. This is an A320 from Lufthansa, arriving from Frankfurt in the Star Alliance livery. Touching down after 45 minutes of flight, effortlessly. This airplane is 13 years old. First flight was in June 2010. Good afternoon, Richard. Goedemiddag. Back from extremely hot Egypt. Welcome back, mate. How was your holiday other than warm? And how was the flight? I know that in advance you were having some worries about the quality of the airliner that would fly you to Egypt. Glad to see you made it back alive at least. Here is a Transavia 737-800 arriving from Funchal from Madeira. 3 hours and 31 minutes of flight time. It is 7 years old. First flight June 2016. Oh. Ah, so you did fly Corendon in the end. Great to hear that you had a wonderful holiday, Richard. And I do have a good memory. Oh, Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Fireworks courtesy of the bird controllers. Or at least we did have one round just now. Hoping for more. Come on. I know you guys buy fireworks in bulk. Surely you have more available. Well, you'll see as soon as I turn around the camera. Speedbird arriving from London Heathrow. No more fireworks, unfortunately. Hey, salut Jean-Yves. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? Ready for the rain and the tornado? Absolutely, my friend. You know I'm ready. I was born ready. F5 tornadoes, bring it on. Right, another Embraer 190 gliding to the runway threshold. This is KLM flight 1158. Embraer 190 arriving from Gothenburg. Flight time 1 hour and 15 minutes. It is 9 years old, this airplane. Its first flight October 2013. So good afternoon to all people who have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live with me, boy. Arrivals taking place on the Polderbaan. Crosswind from the southwest, these airplanes landing to the south. Is it windy, you might ask? Well, just a little bit. 19 or 20 knots of wind. Smoke leaving the chimney nearly horizontally. Hey, and there's an airplane flying. Where's that, a helicopter? Is that a lifeliner? These days the lifeliners are stationed in the port area to reduce the sound. For the people living in the vicinity of VU Medical Center. So you will see more lifeliner activity in the Westport area simply because of them being stationed there right now. Iceland Air arriving from Reykjavik in the MAX 8 today. KLM style landing, keeping up the speed, staying on the runway, vacate late, sooner at the gate. That's the motto. Birds in the foreground, you can see it. A lot of green in the vicinity of Schiphol, in and around Schiphol. Always attractive for birds. Hence the bird controllers patrolling 24/7. And we can also see another airplane approach the glide slope from the right, from the east. In the foreground we have an E2 Embraer 195. And behind it, another E2 Embraer 195. Okay, 2 consecutive E2 Embraers coming this way, both from KLM. This is KLM flight 1426, arriving from Birmingham, 42 minutes of flight. The airplane is 1 year old, first flight March 2022. Almost 200 likes already, wow! That has been going really quickly. Thank you all so much for liking the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you guys are having fun. That is exactly my intention. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Even though I'm sometimes a bit preoccupied with following the airplanes and watching flight radar and everything going on over here. People in the chat are very friendly, Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Quite a few knowledgeable people over here in the chat. Hey Jackie, goedemiddag. Good to see you again. Thank you so much, Jean-Yves, saying hi in the chat. My man, taking it literally. And here's the second E2 Embraer, also from KLM. This one arriving from Belgrade. KLM flight 1906. Flight time 2 hours 2 minutes. The airplane is 1 year old. First flight October 2021. Also having a look over the camera, see that the BizJet is flying from west to east at 5,000 feet. Probably is going to land on the Schiphol Oostbaan. Runway 22. Was checking to see if I was able to see it visually, but I think it is above the clouds. And thanks for the update, Wietse. So it was the Coast Guard airplane that I saw. Alright, awesome. Now it looks like it is E2 rush hour. The third consecutive E2 Embraer 195 coming this way. So that constitutes like a major percentage of the flying fleet of KLM's E2 Embraer 195 fleet. The rest is grounded due to engine problems, most likely. This is KLM flight 1110, arriving from Stockholm. Current flight time 1 hour and 35 minutes. Brand new airplane. Started flying last year. Its first flight in June of this year. So that's interesting. Really new. Hey there, Aeolus Capital. Good afternoon, goedemiddag. Good to see you again. Long time no speak. Hope you're well. Hope everybody is doing well and having fun, most importantly. Now, according to flight radar, there's a 737 behind this E2. I was looking to see if I could spot it visually. They are too far apart to capture them both in the same shot. So we'll zoom in on it after the landing of the E2. Big engines. Can't think of any airplane that has bigger engines relative to the diameter of the fuselage. I'm thinking maybe this is this 101, 1-to-1? He's getting awfully close. Obviously the bulge in the bottom where the wings attach to the fuselage don't count. You should just look at the circular part. Okay, and Jackie has to go. Another birthday party of her son. So enjoy the party. We'll see you again soon, undoubtedly. Also, thank you, Jerry, for a beautiful super chat saying the weather is great for golf and kite flying. Well, golf would not be the first thing to come to mind with this weather. Kiting, definitely. Also a very popular sport over here in the Netherlands. If you now go to the coastal places, you will probably see them kiting. That is also very big over here in the Netherlands, in the coastal regions. Golf. Yeah, I suppose it is. Are you a golfer yourself, Jerry? En goedemiddag Valentino, welkom. Time for another 737 from KLM, arriving from Helsinki, Finland. Let's see. Is there more traffic incoming? You're right, Jerry. Most of the intra-European flights are not very long. Obviously, if you go from Sicilia in the south of Italy to the north of Norway or Sweden or Finland, you would have longer travel time. Also, if you fly to the Canary Islands from the Netherlands, that's typically 4 hours, but that is exceeding the boundaries of mainland Europe, obviously. Canary Islands off the coast of Northern Africa. Well, Europe really isn't that big of a continent. People might think it is, Europeans predominantly, but it really isn't. Also interesting, while on that subject, how maps can deform relative sizes. So Canada and Greenland always seem to be very, very big, but in actuality they are smaller than depicted on a flat map when looking at the globe, and some parts are much bigger than if you look at them on a standard globe map. Africa is much bigger, for instance, than people believe. And MJA van S, goedemiddag. Thank you for your kind words. Glad to be online again. And thank you for joining once again. And Henry asks what the shortest flight to Amsterdam is. Well, with the exception of inland relocation flights, so when, for instance, Transavia flies an airplane from their base in Rotterdam to Amsterdam, the shortest flight is probably Brussels. Düsseldorf maybe. Either one of the two is the shortest. And I'm inclined to think that Brussels is a little bit closer by, and Düsseldorf a close second. London is also close by, as the crow flies, also just a few hundred kilometers away. Just that there is a body of water in between that makes travel via other modalities longer duration. Same here, Jerry, same here. I let my caddy play, who has a single-digit handicap. I also have a single-digit handicap. I hurt my pinky a few years ago, so I'm unable to fully flex it. But that's not the single-digit handicap that is meant when playing golf. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, another big bird is coming in. That's a nice way of saying it, Yorkshire. Golf is a good way to ruin a nice walk. Unless you like searching for balls in the bushes. What suits your needs is completely up to you, but if you like looking for balls in bushes, then maybe golf is your thing. Francisco, good afternoon. Greetings from Mexico. Greetings to you too. Welcome to the show. Hope you're having fun. Now, this is Emirates Sky Cargo flight 9915 arriving from Dubai. 777 freighter. Current flight time 6 hours 21 minutes. It is a 9-year-old airplane and its first flight was in September 2013. Rajesh, good afternoon, checking in from Chennai in India. Probably scorching hot over there. Rick asks, do there also land A380s at Schiphol? And yes, they do. We have one flight arriving from Dubai from Emirates every day. It has already landed. It's probably leaving again for Dubai. What time is it? Somewhere in the upcoming hour? And don't you like my 1980s mustache, Ton? I thought mustaches were getting hip and happening again. I will keep from zooming in too far then. Paul McGuinness asks, where was the last place you went to? Wow, home yesterday. Now, last time I went on a holiday, I went to Italy in January this year. Went skiing in the Dolomites. Magnificent weather all week, magnificent snow, magnificent food, it was perfect. Flew to Innsbruck, shuttle transfer for the last part. Right, so parallel arrivals are in progress. This is K3 with Predator Bird soundboard, chasing away birds without using fireworks. Let me update the ticker then. Seems that runway usage has updated and also the weather, undoubtedly. Let's start with the runway usage. What is that right now? Okay, so that is still in the old configuration, still not updated. Right, we'll do that later then. Update the weather. Let me also turn around the camera. The next inbound traffic slowly coming this way. Updating the weather, and I can update the runway usage. At least arrivals is 18 right and B748C. Right, so in the ticker we have the latest weather from 12:55 Zulu time. So the new one is expected in a few minutes already, but yeah, there you go. You're always running a bit behind. Wind has decreased a little bit, 17 knots, 240 degrees still, varying between 200 and 280 degrees. Still visibility 10 kilometers or more. Still few clouds at 3,300 feet. Broken clouds at 4,700 feet. Temperature is still 19 degrees. And dew point and air pressure have also not changed in the meantime. And this is a Boeing 737-800 KLM flight 1670 arriving from Barcelona. Current flight time 1 hour and 50 minutes. A 10-year-old airplane. First flight March 2013. Meantime, good afternoon to Joshua, good afternoon to Frank, good afternoon to Christian. Did I forget anyone? If I did, sorry for that. Good afternoon to all other viewers as well who have joined in the meantime. You're watching arrivals at AMS Live. Currently, parallel arrivals are taking place. It was only the Polderbaan earlier in the afternoon. We have crosswind from the southwest. You can see that there is a bit of wind. 17 knots, was 20 knots earlier. This is the direction of the wind. Still looks good. Here and there it looks a bit threatening, but we won't see any major precipitation, I think, until overnight. If you want chocolate cakes, here is the Leicester Chocolaterie Embraer 190 from German Airways, landing on the center runway. Hey Eddie, goedemiddag. Checking in from Roosendaal in more southerly Brabant. Boeing 737-800 arriving from Rome, KLM flight 1602. 737-800, current flight time 1 hour and 57 minutes. The airplane age is 24 years and its first flight was in June 1999, so we have a millennial over here. Now there is an Embraer 190 coming this way, but it is still a bit out. There's another 737-700 arriving on center, arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic. That is KLM flight 1356. Its current flight time is 1 hour and 7 minutes. This airplane is 14 years old, first flight March 2009. I'm not going to follow this airplane extensively because the Embraer 192, the polderbaan, is becoming more visible. So let's zoom in on that right now. We can also see another airplane in the top left corner of the screen coming this way. In the foreground, KLM flight 1566, Embraer 190, arrival from Genoa in Italia. It is an hour and 33 minutes underway. Eleven-year-old airplane, first flight January 2012. I will check out that airplane type once I get home, Jerry. Now, where is that A380? Just checking on flight radar. It is getting pushed back. Let's see which runways are in use. It looks are they all departing from runway 24 now? Was hoping maybe we could see the departure of the Emirates A380 later, even though it is from far away. If it departs from runway 24, we should be able to see it quite well. So keep me posted if it is about to take off and from runway 24. If it is, I'm not sure if the other north-south oriented runway is open. If it is, then we probably won't see that much of it. Not that interesting to see, but from runway 24 you should be able to see it quite well actually. So another Vueling A320 arriving from Barcelona. Vacating the runway via the first exit. Wietse says, oh no, only runway 24. Okay, so give me a heads up, ladies and gentlemen, if the A380 is taking off. Beautiful cloud formations in the distance. I think for the time being we'll keep it dry, so that is all optimal. Well, yesterday I did an afternoon stream as well, Jerry. Yesterday we had rain around noon, and I figured if it would come early, the morning stream would be very short. So I decided to go out in the afternoon yesterday, and I did intend to go out in the morning, but yesterday evening Bart from V was out to me, said he was planning on spotting really early in the morning, and also immediately afterwards around 9:30 was planning to do a live stream. So I said, well, okay, if you're going live in the morning, let me go live in the afternoon then. Probably will be doing the same tomorrow as well, as we might have some rain remnants in the morning from the area of precipitation that will cross over the Netherlands overnight. In the foreground, another Embraer just touched down, but I thought the arrival of Egypt Air, the Dreamliner, would be a bit more interesting to follow. Xiamen Air, I'm sorry. How was I thinking that was Egypt Air? So this is Xiamen Air flight 811. And you guessed it, it is originating from Xiamen in China. 11 hours exact is its flight time according to flight radar. It is a Boeing 787-9, 5 years old. And the first flight of this airplane was in August 2017. And it has safely landed on 18 center. Hey Mol, goedemiddag. Gary checking in from Sacramento, California. Good morning? Morning, yeah, morning still. Doing my math. 15 minus 9 equals morning time. Oh, Sander says looks like rain all throughout the day. Okay. I hope you're wrong there, mate. If it is going to be rainy all day, I might take the day off, but I was really hoping it would only linger in the morning. We'll have to check that out later. Embraer 175, KLM flight 960, arriving from Newcastle, underway. 53 minutes underway right now. 6-year-old airplane, first flight May 2017. Even though the wind has decreased according to the METAR with 2 knots compared with earlier, there is still significant wind. The airplanes are still crabbing, although we haven't seen any go-arounds thus far. Don't think that the wind is too violent for that. But you never know. Oh, you saw me last week, Mol. Well, I do have a rather professional setup compared with other live streamers for sure. Makes it a bit more difficult to set up and quickly pack in again if suddenly rain is expected. So that is a bit, I am a bit less flexible in that respect than other colleagues probably are. But it is worth it, I think, in terms of the sound quality and the image quality, even though the image is still very shaky today with the wind, and despite having my tripod securely fastened to the ground with tent wires and also with image stabilization enabled. Just the nature of the game. Maybe I should hire someone who can hold an umbrella in front of the camera so that I'm in the wind shade of the umbrella. Well, next time you're out here, Mol, do come over and say hi. I won't be able to converse extensively when I'm busy, but you also don't have to be afraid of disturbing me when I'm busy. Right, now let's have a look. Looks like there's also a 747-800 that has been pushed back. And Emirates is now number 3 by the looks of it on runway 24. Porta cabin in the grass. We'll have to look into that then, Frank. I was thinking about maybe getting a big sun umbrella, and considering that everything around Schiphol is grass, why take a granite foot of 25 kilos with you when you can also maybe stick something in the ground where you can put the umbrella in for when it gets sunny all day. This is of course my first summer season since starting the channel, so still figuring out if it has added value or not. The downside, of course, of standing under an umbrella in summertime is that you cannot point the camera all the way up without seeing the umbrella. So any spotting of contrails will be hindered when using an umbrella in the summer. Now, let me get my bearings. I think a triple is taking off from runway 24, so we should be able to see it above the tree line in a moment, and I'm looking to see where it is going to appear, because that is also approximately where the... Oh, it has left already. Okay, well, shit then. We'll have to see where an Embraer 175 is appearing and pan a bit to the right then. So, if you just tuned in a few seconds ago and you're wondering why the hell is he pointing the camera towards the grassland, well, the grassland is in the foreground and behind it is runway 24, and we should be seeing the daily A380 back to Dubai take off in a minute. There is an Embraer 175 now at the threshold, and it looks like the A380 is going to be number 2. Ah, yeah. Awesome. What's your name? Michael. Michael. Yeah, from Germany. Ah, welcome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for just stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your stay. Yeah. Bye bye. Hey Karsten, good afternoon. Checking in from Mülheim. So folks, I'm waiting for the Emirates A380. It is somewhere behind the trees, about to take off. There's an Embraer 175, at least according to flight radar, still on the... Okay, so the Embraer 175 has just taken off and already entered over here from behind. So let me center in then on the runway, on the ATC control tower, and see what is going to happen. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're waiting for the daily flight back to Dubai of Emirates flight 148, the Emirates A380-800. Conflicting information on flight radar. It says journey to the future livery, but it depicts a standard livery, old standard livery A380. I'm not sure if we can, well, journey to the future we can probably discern from over here, from a standard livery A380. Assuming that the rest of the information is correct, it is going to be a 9-year-old airplane. We'll see soon enough. First flight July 2014. Not sure how long we're going to be able to see it, but this is the best I can give you. Alright, it is moving. I see it. I see it. I saw it. I see it. Well, that looks like standard livery to me, folks. Not sure if you guys are seeing a journey to the future livery, but I think that the image on flight radar is correct and the description is incorrect. Also looking at the tail, it looks like the old standard livery, not the updated one, with the ribbon tail. Not a fast climber, but still it looks like it's climbing faster than the Suriname Airways A340-300 that now flies between Paramaribo and Amsterdam. Turning to the left. Probably won't be able to see it after now. There is also a 747-800 taxiing to the runway threshold. Atlas Air. Or no? Huh? Is that a 747-800? Looks like a 400 on the picture. Anyway, that is also taking off in a few minutes. So we'll definitely keep going back to that once it is relevant. Quickly back to what is going on over here. EasyJet A320 Neo arriving from Milan. Flight time 1 hour and 22 minutes. Brand new airplane, first flight July this year. So it is still in its first month. Got that new car smell. That Rick asks what the difference is between the Boeing 747-400 and 800. Quite a lot. The 800 is longer than the 400 and it has other different engines. It uses the same engines that are mounted on the Dreamliner. So an altogether different sound. The flaps are different. The fuselage, I'm not sure if the fuselage uses composite materials. Probably will do that, but I'm not sure about that. German Airways Embraer 190 in the meantime. Okay, well Ton, maybe see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, mate. Thanks for tuning in again. Now I'm scrolling back to the... Okay, so a lot of traffic is still probably preceding the 747 from Atlas. In that case, let's stick at what is going on over here. You're welcome, Grace Kelly. Thank you for joining. Seems that there is an abundance of Embraers coming this way. Another Embraer 190 is looking to be next. The next airplane behind it is also visible. Let's see. Now, This is KLM flight 1282, Embraer 190 arriving from Edinburgh. The airplane is underway now for 59 minutes. It is a 14-year-old airplane, first flight April 2009. So, what's going on at the threshold? Okay, Boeing 747 from Atlas Air is now lining up. Flight 564, and according to flight radar, it is a Boeing 747-800. I'm not buying that. It looks like a 400 on the picture. I'm assuming that the picture is right once again. Going to Zaragoza. It does say a 747-800 freighter, brand new, first flight August 2022. Maybe the picture is old then. Should take off in a few minutes. It is lined up right now on runway 24. Meantime, an EasyJet Airbus has just touched down over here. I think I have it. There we go. Oh, you guys tell me, is this an 800 or a 400? You guys can see it way better than I can. I just see the... I recognize it's an Atlas Air 747, but my screen is too small to see the details to discern if it is a 400 or an 800. Looking at the front, it might be an 800. Also looks to be quite long, so I'm inclined to say it's probably an 800, but I might be completely wrong. Right, so much for the departures on runway 24. Let's focus on the job at hand. The arrivals over here. Next up, Boeing 737 arriving from Lisbon. KLM flight 1694, underway now for 2 hours and 27 minutes. This airplane is 4 years old. First flight was in April 2019. Hey there, Sue, good afternoon. And Phil, good afternoon to you too. Good to see you both. Hope you're all doing well. Next up is a privileged style Airbus A321 flying for KLM as flight KL1702. Originating from Madrid, 2 hours and 16 minutes underway right now. It is a 14-year-old airplane that had its first flight in September 2008. Spoilers lowering. We'll probably see the flaps retract as well in a minute. Or will we? Yes, they're moving up. Right, now time to quickly turn around the camera. Latam Cargo 767 coming in. Latam Cargo flight 1506 Boeing 767-300 ER, arriving from Miami, Florida. 8 hours and 29 minutes of flight time right now for this airplane. And she is still relatively young for a 767. Normally, when I read them back, they're in the 20-year-old range, and this one is only 13 years old. First flight February 2010, so probably one of the last. That were produced. When did they stop producing the... or are they still producing it? Surely not. Right. It looks like airplanes are directed to center for the time being again. Not sure if they are doing a runway check or something. This Embraer 175 is KLM flight 1826, arriving from Berlin. Flight time is 1 hour and 4 minutes. It is a 6-year-old airplane. Next up is a Dreamliner. From Kenya Airways, arriving from Nairobi, 8 hours and 19 minutes of flight time. Boeing 7878 Dreamliner, 8 years old, first flight March 2015. And you see a horizontal scanning radar near brown building. Jerry says, is that what you are referring to? And also, thank you so much, Jerry, for your ongoing support there. 3 months! Time flies, as are the airplanes over here. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, Jerry. And hey to Watermelon's Edit Lover. And Tim, thank you for joining. Hope to see you again soon. Still no traffic coming over here by the looks of it. We'll have to make do with traffic going to center. Corendon 737. Is arriving from Gazipaza. I honestly never heard of that place before. Flight time 3 hours and 55 minutes in the meantime. The airplane 14 years old, first flight May 2009. Gazipaza. Wind has changed direction again and is no longer exiting the chimneys horizontally. Still windy, but it seems that it is slowing down just a little bit. The wind, that is. Embraer 175 from KLM arriving from Dublin. This is flight 936 and it is underway for 1 hour and 3 minutes. 6-year-old airplane, first flight January 2017. airplane coming this way. That's a CRJ 900 going back to Copenhagen probably. Can I see it anywhere? I think I can, just about. Just a few. Huh. Still sort of like looking for a needle in a haystack. Still bright out here. Not always as easy to find those airplanes in passing. German Airways Embraer 190 arrival from Basel. Flying for KLM as flight 1988. This airplane departed an hour and a minute ago. It is 15 years old. This airplane had its first flight in January of the year 2008. As actually most of the Embraer 190s flying for KLM from German Airways are. Now, big picture wise, it still looks reasonably okay. This is looking to the east. This is looking to the south. This is looking where the wind is coming from, southwest. This is the west. So really this isn't changing that much over time. Initially there was also some rain expected around 3 or 4, looking at the weather radar earlier, but we never saw anything significant. Now, inbound traffic is still being redirected to the center runway. Let me have a quick look at the LVNL website to see if this runway is still open. Polderbaan is one of the 2 preferential runways, so they normally are always open. Could be that they're doing a runway check or anything. Well, LVNL, that's the website of Luchtverkeersleiding Nederland, that is the Dutch air traffic control, still says that both runways are open, center and right, for arrivals. So we should expect to see traffic coming to this runway again soon. Just not right now for whatever reason. I'm also checking if I'm seeing any yellow vehicles doing any checks with their lights on, if I see any movement over here. But there isn't anything visible, doesn't seem to be anything going on in that respect. Triple taking off from runway 24, 777-300 ER going to Vancouver, KLM flight 681. Hey there, Florian checking in from Jerusalem. Shalom, my friend. It is a little bit slow at the moment, or at least in terms of traffic to this exact runway. Another E2 Embraer 195. T12 or T13? This is T6. Where's that 32? 1732. Not exactly sure what they're doing. Christian says that OR 1742 from Funchal is expected in 7 minutes. Integrity Farms, welcome. Now, traffic is still being directed to the other runway. Royal Air Maroc in the One World livery. That looks like a nice livery. Too bad that it isn't going to this runway. Where is it? Is it over there? There it is. Now, too bad we're not going to see that one up close, but we will be able to see it from the side in a few moments. Royal Air Maroc flight 850 arriving from Casablanca, and it is in the One World livery. Boeing 737-800. Current flight time 2 hours and 48 minutes. So does it have... Has it had tailwind then? Seems like a short flight time so far. The airplane is 11 years old, first flight February 2012. Hey, the flyer guy checking in from Hungary. Now, we should be seeing traffic again soon, hopefully. Looks like the Max 8 is also passing us by. Can we see it in the distance? Let's see. Oh, it is in the vicinity of Beverwijk. It is at 2,000 feet. Quite far away and quite low. I'm definitely not seeing it. And it is continuing its flight also to go to the other runway. KLM Boeing 737-800 flight 1234 1234 arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Oh. Following these airplanes smoothly at a distance with the wind is a little bit of a struggle, as you guys can tell. Short flight for this airplane, 43 minutes. It is a 22-year-old airplane. First flight July 2000. Hey Anja, goedemiddag. Oh, and it was visible. Okay. There you go. You guys see way better than I can what is going on in the field. I'm looking at a 3-inch camera screen that is not too bright. Outside where it is bright, so reflections everywhere. This is a Boeing 737 MAX 8 from TUI, arriving from Funchal, Madeira. Flight 1742. Left Funchal 3 hours and 30 minutes ago. This airplane is 2 years old. First flight was in June 2021. Everything seems to be going to the center runway still. So after this airplane has landed, let me once again check the runway usage. You'd almost start to think that they closed the polderbaan. Which would be weird. If anything, if they use one north-south oriented runway for departures, that ordinarily would be this one. But this is still Schiphol Airport, you never know. Now, let me quickly have a look. Okay, so officially closed. Interesting. How long are they going to do that? No, interesting, it doesn't say. So we're standing at a closed runway, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of a bummer. They have kept open the center runway in favor of the polderbaan. Now obviously we can see traffic quite well from over here with the zoom of the camera, but it is not optimal. Not the most interesting content for you guys. Now the website bezoekbas.nl didn't even say the option of polderbaan closing. So this is not according to the expectations. But that also means that I have no clue how long this runway configuration is going to stay active for. And you're absolutely right, Yorkshire. Definitely not a very reliable source. You have to make do with what is available. Several narrow bodies coming this way. Wind seems to have picked up a little bit again. The smoke leaving the chimney nearly horizontally. It is a little bit late to still have lunch, Christian. It's almost dinner time. What is that? Huh. For a minute, that truck seemed to have all kinds of lights on. I was looking over my camera and I saw it in the distance, but probably just from a certain angle. Now, let me have a look at flight radar, zoom a bit out, see what is incoming. It doesn't help that I have both inbound and outbound filtered on. Let's just look at pure inbound. Right. Well, no. Narrow body, narrow body, narrow body, narrow body, narrow body, narrow body. Looking over at what's going on in Germany. Narrow body. Okay. Dreamliner from Turkish in the vicinity of Mühlhausen, Erfurt, still quite far out. Not much going on otherwise. The Marechaussee coming over. Excellent choice of vehicle. Land Cruiser Toyota, reliable AF. If I ever win the lottery, maybe I would consider getting myself a Land Cruiser as well. So despite it being the weekend, it is slowing down a little bit. All traffic inbound is now going to the center runway, so we can see it from over here, but it is not optimal. Looking at what is also in the pipeline, it's all narrow bodies, with the exception of a Turkish Dreamliner. Still in Heartland, Germany. So maybe it is a good sign, a good time to end the show. Go back out again tomorrow, hope for better circumstances. Another flight of birds just flew away. This is also looking in the direction of the wind right now. I mean, I can stay around, but I think it is not the most interesting for you guys to watch as well. I think we all might have better things to do. Come back when there is more action. Go back to the car while it is still dry. Let me zoom in a little bit so that my mustache is not visible in the top of the screen. I think it is just the way things go. We still were able to squish out 2 hours of live stream. Again, I'm looking out to go out again tomorrow once it gets dry, if it gets dry. So not sure yet with 100% certainty that I am going to go out tomorrow. It is weather permitting, under conditions, conditional, but hopefully I will be able to squeeze out another live stream tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then hopefully on Monday. For now, I think I am going to wrap it up. Thank you all so much for joining me here again. I had a great afternoon and I hope you guys did too. And for those of you for who it is still day, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. For those of you for who it is evening already, good night in a few hours, and be safe. Hopefully I will see you again tomorrow or on Monday. Thank you all for joining. Thanks to everybody who was so kind to donate super chats, super stickers, super likes, memberships, becoming a member. Your support is the world to me, means the world to me, and I'm very appreciative for that. Thank you so much. And for now, I'm going to say goodbye and hopefully see you all soon. Take care.